Hello, it's Charlie, and this time we're talking about one of my favourite things in the guitar playing world, the CAGED system, as it's often known, which is a way of us guitarists learning about music theory rather than having to learn from a classical music perspective. My argument has always been, if you're going to learn theory as anyone, it needs to be something that is actually relevant and you're actually going to use. And for a lot of guitar players, myself included, learning kind of classical, what's typically known as theory, it doesn't have a lot of relevance for me because I don't really play much classical music, really, as the same for a lot of guitarists. So over time, a lot of guitarists have just not really bothered to learn. However, I think that the CAGED system is a great way of teaching and learning about how you can make stuff practical. If you've got 5 things to learn as a guitarist or as anyone, if you can learn one and then adapt it 4 different ways, that's going to be much better. And that's what, for me, I think the CAGED system does. So if we take a C major chord and I move that up 2 frets, adapt it slightly, turn it into D major, we have, I can play D major scale, I can play D minor scale, I think, I can play D harmonic minor scale, I can play D major 7 chord, play D major 9, play D minor 7 5, I think, I can play anything, all kinds of things, arpeggios. Sort of, anyway. Okay, so the point is that you can learn one shape and adapt it a load of different ways, and that's really what I'm trying to get at. So from a basic perspective today, I'm just going to outline all your basic open chords, C, A, G, E and D, and then just get you moving them up the fretboard, and then we'll take a separate look at scales. There's pentatonics, there's modes, there's extended chords, there's all sorts, but if you can start with your basic chord shapes, that's the best place to start. So if we start with C major, right, and the idea is that that's C major, right, and we know, now also, this is another thing I should say, is you should really be aware of your notes across the 5th and 6th strings, of which I will be doing a video on shortly, because they really unlock everything here. So it should be something you're vaguely familiar with. If not, Google it and look for just a basic fretboard diagram of the notes on 5th and 6th strings, and you can use that as a guide for now, and then from there you can start to sort of memorize them. So we're going to start with the C. The root is on the 5th string here, okay? Now that means that when I move that shape, okay, wherever I move my 3rd finger to, so if I move it to, let's move up, 7th fret, that is an E. I will then be playing an E when I show you the new shape, an E major chord. If I move it to 5th fret, that is a D. I'll be playing D major chord. If I move it to 11th, that's an A flat. I'll be playing an A flat major chord. All right, that's the basic principle. With the C chord, if you think that's a C chord, I move it up 1 fret and play it. It sounds awful because I haven't taken the 2 open strings, the 3rd and the 1st, with me. I've left them here, hence creating a C sharp major chord with a G and an E natural in it, which is why it sounds awful. Okay, so the point is that you want to take the C and you want to move it up, but you create a slightly different shape. We'll do this in D to keep it simple. C sharp. I'm going to play 4th string, 5th string, 4th fret, 4th string, 3rd. Let me start again. 5th string, 4th fret, 4th string, 3rd fret, 3rd string with my 1st on the 1st fret, and my middle finger plays 2nd fret, 2nd string, and I actually bar with my 1st across the 1st fret. Gives me that chord. That's a C sharp major chord. Back to the C, C sharp major. That shape is now, because you have no open strings, that is the key thing to remember, that is totally movable. You can move that wherever you like. You then have, from there's a lot of sort of Hendrixy stuff in E, all that. It all comes from that C major shape, and that's why people talk about shapes. You've got to remember that's just the shape you're moving. The C major shape can be used to play D, it can be used to play F sharp, it can be used to play F, whatever. Okay, so that's the first shape to learn. And just to start with, just move it about and experiment moving it around and getting a feel for the different keys and the fact that it is a bit of an awkward shape. I'll give you that. It's not the easiest shape in the world. Second one, A major. We all know, hopefully, that shape, that's A major. If I move that up, same thing happens. Sounds awful. Well, completely terrible, but that's because you've not taken your fifth or your first strings with you. You've left them here. So you need to adapt. Best way of doing it is to bar. Let's move this up. Let's bar at third with the first finger, and your third finger is also going to bar across strings 4, 3, 2. And so you're going to play 3, 5, 5, 5. Ignore the top string because you can't quite get it unless you do that, which I find so awkward. Just gonna go with that. Okay, so that is now the A shape moved up, and that is now, again, our root is on the 5th string. That means that wherever the first finger is, that is the key of the chord. That is a C, that is an E flat, that's a D, that's an F, that's an F sharp, that's an A flat. You know, so again, we've just learnt essentially another 11 chords because we've moved it all around the fretboard. So that's the A shape. You've then got the G shape. This is the weirdest one for me. Normal G chord, everyday G chord, lovely. Again, move it up. It sounds very odd. Okay, it's because we haven't taken it with us. We're going to form a bar on first. Let's move it up. Let's go 3rd fret. We'll do it in B flat. I'm going to bar across the 3rd fret up to the 5th string with my 3rd finger. This isn't a particularly practical shape. Middle finger goes 5th fret on the 5th string. 3rd finger goes 6th fret, 6th string, and your little finger goes on the 6th fret of the 1st string. I don't find that particularly easy personally, but that is what it is. That's a B flat. Your root is now on the 6th string. Okay, so if I wanted to turn that into a C, my C on the 6th string is 8th fret. I move it up to 8th. Okay, and that is movable. Worth practicing though, okay? And again, it's the principle, it's the idea. You don't have to necessarily, use it. You just need to know it and practice it a little bit, okay? C, E, G, E is the next one. If I move that up, it sounds very Spanish, obviously. But that's not what we're aiming for at the moment. The root is on the 6th. To get that, you're going to form, let's move it up to number 4, okay? Again, obviously I haven't taken my 3 open strings with me. I need to form a bar at 3rd fret with my 1st finger. I'm then going to go middle finger 4th fret, 3rd string, 3rd finger 5th fret, 5th string, and little finger 5th fret, 4th string. I then have a lovely G major chord because my root is on the G on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Okay, and that's the G shape, which is quite a popular one. Which is moved all over the neck and all that. Your final one is D, which isn't particularly easy again. Root is on the 4th string this time, which we haven't done a lot with. So if I move that up, sounds quite cool. Anyway, so I haven't taken the 4th string root with me, okay, which is obviously quite crucial. So if I move that up 1 fret, that should be E flat, but I need to fret the E flat 1st fret 4th string. So I'm going to do that with my 1st finger. I'm going to form the remainder of the chord with my other fingers, and that's going to give me an E flat major chord. 1st finger 4th string, 1st fret, middle finger 3rd fret, 3rd string, 3rd finger top string, 3rd fret, and your little finger on 4th fret, 2nd string. That is now an E flat major chord. Okay, that is then obviously movable. Again, for me, it isn't hugely practical. I like to do things and just take those 3 notes and just not hit my 4th string. Anyway, something else. So that's a very, very sort of brief introduction to the major chords and you just remember CAGED, you can't really forget it, and how they move around the neck and how you use that. So try and get to grips with those to start with. We can then turn those into scales, extended chords, arpeggios, but you need to kind of understand the basic principle behind the chords first, and then move on from there. Cool. All right, guys. Well, have fun with that. I think CAGED system is great, so hopefully you will too. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.